Hi, my name is Rihanna Weller. I'm a senior here at Whitman and I am majoring in rhetoric, writing, and public discourse with a minor in creative writing.
My name is Christian Wallace Bailey. I am a sophomore history major here at Whitman College.
Hey, I'm Ebony Haynes. I'm a first year and I'm currently undecided.
Hey y'all, my name is Cameron. I'm a senior here at Whitman College and I'm a double major in rhetoric studies and politics.
So this is Cleveland Commons. This is where we eat all our meals here if you live on campus.
My favorite thing to get here is the croissant sandwiches. Early in the morning, you come in on a weekend, it's the best thing you could ever want.
My favorite spot to be in here would be the group meeting rooms. You can go in there and eat lunch with your friends or dinner with your friends. I really love the cafe because every month there's a different holiday and they have specialty drinks for that certain holiday. And so I think the recent one was St. Patrick's Day where they had this thing called the Clover Pop and it was really good.
From here, we're going to take a look at some of the different residence halls and head towards Stanton.
So this is Stanton Hall. This is where I live currently and work as a resident assistant. This building is one of our newest buildings here on campus, and in my opinion, it's also one of our most beautiful. A fun thing about this building is that it is occupied by only sophomores, and the whole building is laid out in mostly single suite style, so everybody gets their own room with a shared kitchen and a shared bathroom space. A really cool thing about this building is that everybody gets their own space, but there's a lot of spaces to hang out and to meet your friends and to cook dinner and kind of encourage independence, but also interdependence. We have 4 fireplaces here in Stanton, 2 on the inside and 2 on the outside. One of them is right up there on the balcony. I cooked s'mores with my friends out there last weekend. We roasted using forks that we stole from the kitchen, so don't do that, but that was fun.
Welcome to Anderson Hall. I lived here 4 years ago when I was a first year. I lived right up there in C-section. I had a great roommate. I had great section mates. I was also a part of hall government, which meant that I planned a lot of events for the whole hall, like open mic nights, movie nights, snack nights, game nights, all sorts of fun nights. And that was a really great part of my time here, and I just really appreciated living in this sort of community. My first year, it felt very welcoming and just very wholesome to be in. And I think now we're going to head over to Reed Campus Center.
Here we are at the Reed Campus Center, and like I said, it's my favorite spot on campus. That's for a lot of different reasons. Right down these stairs to your left, you'll find the Whitman OP, or the outdoor program. Whitman has one of the best outdoor programs of any college I've ever heard of. They take you out to the Blue Mountains, they'll take you rafting.
One of my favorite things to do here is go to the KDUP CDUP, which is our on-campus radio broadcasting station where a lot of students have their own radio shows. So I personally have 2 friends who have radio shows, and so every so often I'll go with them very late at night. They have like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock shows, so you can come and study and then just head up to the radio show.
Another fun part of this building is Reed Market, also called Cafe 66 because it was remodeled with a gift from the class of 1966. Reed Market is a place where I like to go to get kind of my grocery stuff. That's where you can get eggs or milk, cereal, that kind of stuff. You can also get everything you need there to make s'mores, which I do often. Another fun thing about Reed Market is they serve Starbucks coffee, but they also serve boba. So that's a new thing that we started.
We also have the Student Engagement Center, which offers funding for internships, for fellowships. I'm lucky enough to be working with the city manager of Walla Walla right now, implementing their new neighborhood engagement program.
One of my favorite things about this building is this beautiful art piece behind us. It is a piece by Chihuly that lives here in Reed Campus Center, and Chihuly is an artist from Seattle who works with glass. And it's a really fun piece to kind of look at and study under because it's lit up at all hours of the day. So it's really fun to be in here late at night and just sit next to the Chihuly sculpture, do some reading and watch it sparkle.
So there's all sorts of people here and all sorts of resources that you can use to make your Whitman experience a valuable and meaningful one. And now let's head over to the center of campus.
right, here we are at Harper Joy Theater. This is a great space for performing arts. I actually was a part of a dance performance here a while back in our little black box theater. It's really small, it's really intimate, the audience is right up there with you. And this program has given me a lot of space to be a part of a dance community, which I've been a part of for my whole life. And it's really nice that Whitman continues to offer dance classes and you don't have to be a dance major to be a part of that.
Alrighty, y'all, welcome to the Hall of Science. I have to say I am not a STEM major, but I live with a whole host of them, and they spend almost all of their time in this building right here. It's a wonderful place to study. About a semester and a half ago, I took evolutionary biology with Professor Ariel Cooley. She was one of the most engaging STEM professors I have ever seen teach. She lectured about the intersection of biology with rhetoric, with politics. So it really brought home that interdisciplinary nature of a liberal arts education. I was really grateful to be a part of that, and I think Whitman does a really good job in general at connecting those different themes. I also have to say, this building has snakes and axolotls, which you maybe don't have to know, but it's really cool, and I would highly recommend you check them out if you get the chance to visit.
Okay, welcome to Penrose Library. This is my absolute favorite spot on campus. When I was looking at colleges, I paid a lot of attention to the library because I knew I'd be spending a lot of time here. Whitman has a great library. It's beautiful, it's really light, it has a lot of resources, and it's also just like a general space where everyone from every major, every year can come together and meet. There's a great quiet room in here if you need absolute silence when you're studying, but there are also a lot of group study tables, group study rooms, single study rooms, kind of any sort of environment that you would need to do work is available to you.
Welcome to Olin Hall. I spend a lot of time here because this is partially the home of the classics department, and I'm a classics minor, so I take a lot of classes in that department. I've taken ancient Western philosophy, beginning Latin, intellectual history of Greek and Roman culture. I take a lot of classes here in the classics department. So that's a really fun, small department, but really loving and really caring, really passionate space that I like to be a part of, and it's just really fun to be a classics minor. So I spend a lot of time in that building for those reasons. Also, another really cool thing about this building is the Center for Writing and Speaking, the COWS, which is a place for students who are working on a paper or are working on a research proposal or any kind of writing to go and visit with a peer tutor who have been trained in composition to help get a second pair of eyes to look over their paper or to get a second opinion on an argument or any of that kind of thing. And they have hours late into the night, student tutors. You can go in there and just kind of work or have someone look over your shoulder, lots of different stuff. So the COWS is a really awesome resource that we have here, particularly for Whitman.
So here we are at Jewett and Lyman. I was a first year here in Lyman Hall. It was a great place to grow up, essentially, at Whitman here. My roommate is one of the closest friends I have now. It's one of those relationships that's maintained through all 4 years here at Whitman College. And then behind us, Jewett Hall, I moved directly from being in Lyman to being in Jewett. So I spent almost 4 years on this corner of campus. I put on programs, I hosted tea times, and actually I think tea time was probably my favorite program I would put on. It was once a week, we'd get the whole section together, they'd come into my room, I'd bake them scones or something, and we'd talk about how the week went. Highs, lows, things that we all wanted community support on, and it's those kind of memories that I really love.
This is where I lived my first year, and it was a really awesome place to be because Lyman House is the smallest out of the first year residence halls. The sections are the smallest, so you get to get really close with the other people in your section and with your RA. So we had a lot of really fun events, lots of fun tea times. I remember several occasions where we just hung out in my RA's room and played games far later than we should have, but it was a really fun thing to do to kind of let steam loose and to bond with each other. So living in Lyman was a really precious experience to me, and I really enjoyed living there.
Welcome to Ankeny Field. This is honestly one of my favorite places on campus to go and see people. This is a central hub for everybody. You can come from Maxey, you can come from Lyman, you can come from the library.
The morning during class rush, you can walk across Ankeny, which everyone does, and you can see your friends if you're going off to Olin or crossing an Ankeny to go to Mac. Maxie.
A really fun thing about this field is that a lot of people will come out here and hang out when it's sunny like this, come and do studying, come and watch a movie with your friends. Wi-Fi stretches across the whole field, so it's a great place to get work done and bask in the sun. And a really fun memory that I have is me and my friends, my last semester here in Lyman, my last semester, my first year, all brought out a whole bunch of mugs of tea and hot water and s'mores and a whole bunch of fun stuff, and we came and sat out here on Ankeny and made s'mores and kind of reminisced about our first year and watched the stars and kind of had a really good time.
It's a beautiful spot and lucky to have it. Officially witty!